NASCAR Super Trucks, and the Southwest Tour Late Models. Full on, full contact sport. Everything to this point has just been spring training. The season starts today. TNN Motorsports presents live coverage of the Skoal Racing Copper World Classic. The annual kickoff for racing on the West Coast has 237 cars, and already we've had 3 great feature events today. Check this. Last lap of the midget feature, Danny Drynan in white leading, Davey Hamilton trying to take it away. Off turn 4, they get together. Hamilton spins to the inside wall. Cars come out of the smoke, scatter every which way. John Mahoney gets into the fence and comes across the track. Wham! John Sarn is up and over the pit wall. What a finish. Well, the super modified race, sleek, fast cars, a little more tame as Hamilton goes wire to wire over Pat Abold and Joe Gozick. Finally, the USAC Silver Crown feature in black and pink. Mike Bliss drives to the checker just that far ahead of George Snyder. It's Ziggy's 5th. Second place finish in the Copper Classic. Look at the blisters on those rear tires. Well, that's some of the excitement so far. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy, along with Buddy Baker, shivering here in the 85-degree weather of Phoenix once again. And what a great day of racing we've got for you with NASCAR's Featherlight Southwest Tour and the Super Truck Series official point counting debut. And, Buddy, I can't believe what a big day of racing this is and how big this Truck Series has gotten since we left Tucson just 2 weeks ago.
Well, Mike, when we started the winter heat back in November, we were lucky to have 15 trucks in this event. Now we have 34 of the best trucks anywhere. Detroit is really, the big 3 is really represented well here today. And the first of NASCAR's new series, the Truck Series, it's the most exciting by far right now to me.
Well, look at some of the drivers that are here, not just the ones you've seen on Winter Heat, but here's Ken Schrader. Terry Labonte is here as well. From IMSA and IndyCar, P.J. Jones. From the World of Outlaws, Sammy Swindell. From off-road racing, Walker Evans, and this is Roger Mears. And Winston Cup car owner driver Jeff Bodine had some space in his shop and some time on his hands, so he's built and brought a super truck here. But there's one driver who always seems to have a seat for the Copper World Classic. Let's meet him with Glenn Jarrett.
And that man is Winston Cup star Ken Schrader. He's had how many victories here?
We've had 8, but it's been a while since we won here.
Well, he's going to try to change that a little later on in the truck race, and the Truck Series is off to a booming start, Ken.
Well, I tell you what, the very first official points race here, we had a little over 30 trucks showed up, a good tight field, qualifying's tight. It's going to be good.
Well, he's going to watch this tour race, and we'll let him go buckle into his truck. We'll watch him a little bit later on. Thanks, Ken. And before I throw it to Mike, did I mention that it's 80 degrees?
Somebody better. I'm delighted to welcome the newest member of our TNN team. Ernie Irvin's going to call the Winston Cup races with Buddy and myself and join it for some of these special events like the Copper World Classic. Now, before you went east and went Winston Cup racing, you spent some time with these tour cars. They look like a lot of fun.
I tell you, the Southwest Tour cars are exciting, and I was really glad to be involved with TNN, and Southwest Tour race is going to be great.
He's involved in the trucks as well. He's co-owner of a truck Joe Ruttman will drive today. Now, they put on a great show at Tucson on the 3rd, but how are they going to do here on the mile at Phoenix?
I tell you, this racetrack really makes for good racing, and I expect that nobody's going to be able to get up and get a soda when this race starts.
Certainly not us. We're glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Well, the pole sitter on these TNN winter shows, it's like the Department of Redundancy department. Glenn, who's our surprise pole sitter today?
Well, the surprise is no surprise. For his 5th time here at Phoenix and umpteenth time this year, Ron Hornaday Jr. on the pole. New owners, Gary and Nancy Johnson. He rewarded them with first place start. You guys are incredible.
I tell you, I think it's just TNN. You know, I come out here, and every time we were running with TNN, we just do good. Now, Goodyear came out here with a good tire. Wide roller maps jumped aboard. Everybody just done a great job. You know, Dale's got a good crew under the super truck. This car here, I got a good crew. I just go out here, and all I got to do is jump in and drive them, so it's excellent.
Well, when he jumps in to drive them, he does an awfully good job. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the starting lineup for the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour race. Don't go away. It's going to be a good one.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than just looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all is listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they got a problem they're going to fix themselves, I'm going to do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
Chances are it will outlast your car and your furnace and your roof. There's no telling what your Moen faucet might outlast. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Don't you wish everyone on Earth had a rod and reel? Then again, that's the last thing you need. TNN Outdoors, Saturday and Sundays on TNN, the Nashville Network.
There is Ron Hornaday's car on the pole as the field rolls out for the Southwest Tour event here. 50 green flag laps. Let's show you how they qualified. Hornaday with a new track record, 131.4 miles per hour. Lance Hooper, also from Palmdale, California, on the outside pole. Row number 2, familiar face from the Winter Series, 2 of them. Garrett Evans from Washington, Rick Crawford from Alabama. In row number 3, that's Danny Crafton from California and Jeff Crow from Idaho. Never seen this racetrack, qualified 6th. Bob Lyon from California and Scott Hansen from Wisconsin in the 4th row. Row number 5, Kenny Shepard. He's a front runner here. So's Dirk Stevens from Washington, Busch Grand National driver. Chris Trickle from Las Vegas and Roy Testa from California in row number 6. Row 7, defending champion of this race, Brett Bell and Brian Germoni, both from California. Ron Barfield from South Carolina and Terry Henry from Bakersfield. In the 9th row, Randy Olson's Cow Car and Toby Porter from South Carolina. Back in row 10 was scheduled Rick Corelli, move up Frank Moronsky on the lineup, and Jim Englebright in a Chevrolet. Row number 11, there's Darrell Krentz in a Chevy and Doug Reno, also Chevy mounted from California. Jason Fensler put his Ford up in row number 12 from California, and from British Columbia, or the MK Kankey is there as well from California. Ernie Cope from the state of Washington, and Troy Vandevich in his Chevrolet also made the field through time trials. Mark Meach and Surfer Dude himself, Sean Monroe from Malibu, were the cars that qualified through time trials. Now let's take a look at the highlights from the consolation races held yesterday. They had 2 of them. The field was so big, over 70 cars here to qualify for the Tour. Big 3-car crash involving Harry Brady, number 3, whose car caught fire. They took the skin off it today, and looking at it in the garage, the car's not badly bent. It was a brand new car, best one Harry'd ever had. And he kind of wadded it up there in that 3-car melee that also involved Jeff Hillock. There's Brady climbing out. He was unhurt. They finished it off like this, with Mark Meach winning that consolation event and advancing. Monty Martin getting the 2nd spot. Troy Beebe winding up 3rd, and Ron Peterson 4th. Consolation race number 2 got off to a little bit of a bump and bang start, and then here running through the speedy dry, a bump, run, and spin scattered the field and sent again 3 cars colliding together. Shane Hall here moving underneath Chris Shannon for the lead as they came around. Hall had to start dead last in the consolation race after his qualifying time was disallowed. So here is Shane Hall going and winning the 2nd consolation race as Brian Brown ends up in the fence. So that put 8 more cars into the starting lineup from the 2 consolation races. The winners and the runners-up here, Kevin Harvick, Dennis Dyer, Doug McCown, Frank Politelli made the show, and then Bill Lawrence and Craig Rodman and Michael Alsop were added to the field as provisional starters. That's the way they'll roll off here for 50 green flag laps. You're riding with Brett Bell. He is the defending champion of this race. Rick Martindale owns that car. Dennis Adcock is the crew chief. And on the strength of that great qualifying race win, we took our 2nd in-car camera, popped it into Shane Hall's Oldsmobile from South Carolina. Rick Corelli was scheduled to carry that camera, and in fact Corelli did qualify for this show in 19th position, but they withdrew his car to fully concentrate on his truck effort, as he'll be in the Super Truck show and running for that championship. Looking for green for the first of 50 green flag laps. And our live coverage on TNN of the Copper World Classic, and green is on. Quickly Hornaday in white on the inside with Lance Hooper up high.
You see, they're already 4 wide going down the front straightaway. This is probably the most competitive racing you'll see anywhere right here, the Southwest Tour.
Hornaday, Lance Hooper, Garrett Evans in third as they roll into turn 3. And a bid for the third spot. Evans has company charging up along on the inside. That's Rick Crawford from Alabama in blue. Number 14. Crawford will get third.
Mike, when you come from Alabama, you're up to something. You better believe this guy's in a hurry right here. He's already in third place. He'll catch the leader pretty quick, I feel like.
I think he has a pretty good motor. Robert Yates builds his motors too, so that's pretty exciting.
Crawford in third, gets a little high there in turn 4. Hornaday leads. Lance Hooper in second. Rick Crawford in third in blue. Right behind him in blue, Garrett Evans, number 64. Trouble on Brett Bell's car. The defending champ of this race is on pit road in the Wonder Bar entry. And also Ernie Cope is in the pit lane. We stay under green.
Boy, that'd be something to be the defending champion and have trouble this early. He's pretty much out of it. He can go out and try to make up a lap here and get back in the fray, but right now he's in trouble.
Looks like he must have been black flagged in a stop-and-go penalty because he just stopped and took back off.
No repair on Bell's car, so he is out there.
Lance Hooper is really putting the heat on to Ron Hornaday Jr. right now. Looks like the 2 cars are very even. Of course, Hornaday gets in the corner, stays a little bit lower. Hooper gets a real good run up off the corner.
Ernie Cope back out. He'll go 1 lap down. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, thanks, Mike. The story on Brett Bell, NASCAR penalized him, like Ernie said, for jumping the start, for passing the car before he reached the start-finish line at the green flag. However, Brett reported to his crew that the guy in front of him missed a gear, and he had to pass him to keep from running over him and to get run over. So just one of those unfortunate circumstances. He hasn't lost a lap yet, so maybe he'll catch a caution early.
You're riding in the Wonder Bar wins 4 to Brett Bell.
Well, Ernie, one thing, he's a lap down, but he's got to keep his cool and try to run this lap back and get in contention. So if they do have a caution, it brings him right back to the front.
But there's no doubt, if he stays his cool and keeps running hard, he'll be able to come back.
Check out number 85 in white. That's Shane Hall. You're riding along with him. Young lad from South Carolina, from Simpsonville in the Lube America Olds. Gave us such a great show at Tucson when he sat on the pole towing out from South Carolina. Nobody'd seen him on the West Coast and led 100 straight laps.
Well, Mike, there's a lot of Winston Cup race owners right now that are watching this guy because he's 25 years old, very articulate, and one heck of a race car driver.
Hall continues to move up. He showed a great deal of patience starting last yesterday in that 10-lap qualifying race and coming to the front. Here he's moving past Chris Trickle, or moving up on Chris Trickle.
Yeah, Chris got in the corner. He had the preferred line there. That shows a lot of maturity there to back out and not create a problem getting in the corner like that.
Trickle at number 70. He's just gone past Ron Barfield in 99. Right down on the bottom.
That car, Shane Hall's, was actually the left front wheel was under the white line going in the corner. You have to have a good race car to have that happen.
He was struggling a little bit here in practice. He'd never seen Phoenix, never been on the mile. Ron Hornaday came over and he said, well, I run these springs, and these springs. And Shane said, well, surely not. He says, that's what I run. He says, trust me. Shane put him under the car, came back yesterday, won the qualifying race.
Well, that was a nice move off the corner there. He just moved him around.
Turn 2, Lance Hooper, and everybody gets past him. The second place car spinning at turn 2, and that will bring out caution. There's a spin in turn 4 as well. Number 12, Monty Martin, has gone around at turn 4, and the field is going to get past him.
Mike, unlike Winston Cup racing, they don't race back to the flag. The minute the yellow comes out, they go to the prior lap to that.
We will take a break and sort all this out as the action is fast and furious at Copper World. We'll be right back live on TNN after this.
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
My brother Larry hates anything new. He still hasn't bought a color TV.
It's a fad.
So I hear for a limited time, Burger King's got this bacon cheddar double cheeseburger. Larry, I said, it's time to try something new. It's 2 flame broiled burgers. You already love that. It has 75% more beef than the Big Mac, topped with cheddar cheese and sizzling bacon. New, but a good thing. It comes with fries and a drink, all for $2.99. So he tries it. The next day, he's got his hair parted on the other side.
Burger King, get your burgers worth.
9 of the 50 laps complete here as Sean Monroe's car is pushed back to the garage area. Turned down a surfing trip to Kauai to come run here and timed into the field. Here's how they're running. And the caution laps do not count. It's 50 green flag laps. Let's show you what happened up here to Lance Hooper.
Boy, he's handling really well. He's right in the middle part of the corner here. I don't see anything. Now the back end starts to come out. That's just a loose race car. He overcorrects, starts towards the wall, and then, of course, it really gets into a big spin there. Very, very lucky to be running second and not get hit coming down the racetrack here.
Ernie, how tough is it when a car gets up in those shadows to see when you're coming around here in full sunlight?
You know, I don't think that the vision actually caused him a problem.
No, I don't mean for him. I'm sorry. I meant for the following cars. If he's up there in the shadows, tucked up by the wall.
Oh, definitely. You know, because the car blends in. And, you know, that's something that we play with at Phoenix because the sun's always setting going into turn 1.
Well, Hooper's car is okay. There you see it as he continues around the racetrack. And we get ready to go back to green. A little wrinkled up.
Oh, he got into the wall a little bit with the back of the car there.
1 lap will go racing with Ron Hornaday leading Rick Crawford, Garrett Evans, Bobby Lyon, and Scott Hansen. Coming to Daytona during Speed Week, TNN and NASCAR World, right across the street from the world's most famous oval track stock car speedway. 6 full acres of NASCAR technology and exhibits. You'll see live demonstrations, view the inside of a top team's transporter, meet drivers and crews and car owners, media folks. Be a lot of fun at NASCAR World. You're riding with Shane Hall, and he has climbed up pretty well in this running order. Shane Hall started this race in 30th position and is presently 17th. Did I hear he had a truck test, or was I not supposed to hear that?
There's a bunch of people really interested in this young man. He has tested Super Truck, and there's some Western Cup people that are looking at him very closely.
I tell you, his motor builder is one of the guys that got me started was Keith Thornton, automotive specialist.
Well, he don't give anything away down the straightaway. I can guarantee you that, and especially through the corners. This young man's on his way.
Green flag. Single file up front, pretty well double file and 3 wide in the back as they go to turn 1. This time it's Rick Crawford who's on the back bumper of Ron Hornaday as they stream down the back straightaway.
Mike, although this is just a mile long, these cars have the ability to draft just like at Daytona. You see the car underneath there? Now, Rick Crawford has to be very careful coming out of the corner not to get in the side of Hornaday. Side by side down the front straightaway.
And Crawford will get the lead. But for how long?
He's been watching Hornaday drives the Super Truck for Dale Earnhardt. That looked like one of Earnhardt's moves there. He'll let you pass and then try to pass you back before you get off the corner.
Oh, he's wide up there in 4, and that opens the door. Hornaday's got room on the bottom.
The outside seems to be the preferred line on this racetrack. If you get on the outside, it's real hard for somebody to pass you on the inside. He's running awful good on the outside.
Mike, the third car there, Garrett Evans, he is as steady a driver as I've watched. Very quiet off the racetrack, on the racetrack, but one whale of a competitor.
He's going to definitely save his tires for this 50 laps, and he's going to be a real contender at the end.
He's a Terry Labonte kind of guy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow, that was casual contact.
If that's casual, I don't know if I want to be sitting here when it gets exciting.
And as Ernie said, the third-place car there, Garrett Evans, he's just sitting there. He's not abusing anything on the car, and he's running just as well as his two lead cars, and he's certainly not in this fender tag that's going on right now.
As we watch the leader, Shane Hall has moved up to 12 from 30th starting spot. Rick Crawford has taken the lead from Ron Hornaday, and we asked him what he likes best about racing here in the Copper Classic.
Well, you're in front of a lot of fans, and you got a lot of coverage here. But I'm the kind of driver that likes to let it hang out, and we like to run fast, and this is one 1-mile racetrack where you can run fast and show your stuff, and that's why we like to be here.
He's got it right now. He's got a 1-car length lead over Ron Hornaday. Black flag on M.K. Kenke of Granada Hills, California.
But Hornaday takes the lead back again.
I see some bad news just behind these three front cars here. Scott Hansen's moved into 4th place, and I guarantee you he knows what's going on the racetrack.
Hansen started 8th with that number 53, the wide roller map Shaver Construction Chevy. Well, here's Crawford trying the bottom again.
Well, they're flexing muscle right now, but they got 2 guys just behind them that's going to make this thing really interesting in just a few laps.
There's Shane Hall, number 85, moving up on Roy Testa. He's about to climb up into the top 10 here from 30th.
Ernie, these cars are so low visibility when you come in behind one with all the spoiler and stuff. The visibility is not that good to see around and see the cars in front when you start to make a move.
I tell you, it's really not. It's not like a Winston Cup car or these super trucks, and you know, it's a little bit difficult to drive them, but those guys are doing a heck of a job.
Here comes Scott Hansen on the bottom side.
Shane Hall.
Shane Hall, pardon me.
Up to 11th place. Speaking of Hansen, he is off the pace of turn 4 as the leaders come past.
Looks like you have a flat tire, right front flat, it looks like.
Yep. Back to turn 1. Into the glare of the sunlight.
Oh,
trouble.
Well, we have a spin off turn 2.
And into the inside wall goes Terry Henry out of Bakersfield. Second caution of the day. And it comes out at lap 17.
Looks like Hansen went ahead and went into the garage area, so he must have had some engine troubles or something.
That's Troy Beebe's car also limping out of turn number 4. Might have been involved in some of that contact. And there he is.
Yep.
Troy is also entered in the Super Truck race. And there's Terry Henry's car. See what happened here.
Wow, we have a little contact there. That may have started a chain reaction. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Shane Hall got into Brian Germoni.
Oh, man.
And then cars started spinning behind him.
I tell you what, that was a super speedway hit right there.
Yeah. Here's Terry Henry.
Terry Henry's going, oh, man.
Ouch. There's the inside wall. Show you how they're running at 18 of 50 green flag laps completed. There's Terry Henry out of the car and okay. Ron Hornaday continues to lead.
Next. Now, why should we let you in?
Well, I spent my life avoiding sin.
Including gluttony. Roll the film, Gabe.
Here you are, consuming an entire bag of movie theater buttered popcorn.
No, wait. That's light popcorn.
New movie theater butter light from Orville Redenbacher. A big buttery taste.
And it has no more fat than other lights.
Our mistake. Proceed.
New Redenbutter's light. It only tastes sinful.
Nobody's perfect.
Wrong answer.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Skoal Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
He sees what they see. He knows what they know. Some say he's even got a tiny set of gills. Fishing with Orlando Wilson, today on TNN Outdoors. It has a 358 cubic inch engine, a 9.5 to 1 compression ratio, a wheelbase of 112 inches, and weighs in at 3,400 pounds. It's the brand new NASCAR Super Truck, and it really hauls. See the NASCAR Super Truck Series by Craftsman on TNN Motorsports 1995.
Highway transportation provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago. Call 1-800-988-4884 to see why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions. Scott Hansen has taken his car back to the far reaches of the garage area after only 17 laps of this event. Glenn Jarrett's on his way there. Back behind where the Super Trucks are gridded, Troy Beebe's car with damage. And being pulled up onto the rollback is Terry Henry's Oldsmobile. Tough break for the Papa's Western Barbecue Odyssey Transport team. Hard hit into the concrete on the inside. There's a look at Shane Hall, who was on the move up into the top 10 when a bit of a side-by-side brush with Brian Germoni may have triggered a chain reaction crash up there in turn 2. Later today, the Craftsman Super Trucks featuring guys like Walker Evans.
Old trucker from way back. You just stay tuned because the Super Trucks are next.
Is the gray in your mustache or beard making you look too old? Now there's Just for Men brush-in color gel, specially for the hard-to-color hair of mustaches and beards. This brush-in gel stays put to penetrate hard-to-color hair. In 5 minutes, rinse. Your mustache or beard blends with your natural hair color, and it won't fade or wash out.
Now that's a lot better.
Just for Men color gel from the leader in men's hair coloring.
Last year at Pomona, the professor taught the comeback kid his first lesson of the season. There was plenty of action from Hollywood with a funny photo finish. And the first lady of Top Fuel kept her cool when things got hot. The Cheap Auto Parts Winter Nationals, live tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. The NHRA on TNN Motorsports. It doesn't get any closer. Today on TNN Outdoors. No matter what you think of his taste in hats,
It's worth the walk.
Bill Dance sure knows how to catch him. Bill Dance Outdoors. Today on TNN Outdoors.
If you live in Eureka, Arcata, or McKinleyville, find out what the people of Fortuna already know. Fortuna Motors has a great selection of Ford and Mercury cars and trucks. We deal up front with you and straightforward, like buying a new car used to be. There's a Ford car truck for every lifestyle, from economy, sporty, to luxury. F-Series trucks, Rangers, Explorers, Aerostar, and the new Windstar vans. Remember, drive a little, save a lot at Fortuna Motors on 12th Street, Fortuna.
Under green and a big spin down the front straightaway. Oh, Craig Rodman and the 98 car of Frank Politelli get caught up in the spinning Doug Renault number 9. They had just taken the restart green. Two cars got together at the head end of pit road as it appeared somebody missed a shift and everybody tried to get around him. That's 98 Politelli, the PPG Industries Chevrolet. Also involved is Darrell Krentz out of Sparks, Nevada, the Colin Ray On Tour Chevrolet, and it's going to be a short tour if they're going to depend on that to haul the bus and the lights and the speakers.
Mike, that's a lot of damage there on that left front corner. He hit the inside wall extremely hard just inside the pit road there.
9, the car that spun Doug Renault in white and red. That's the Great American Sprinkler Chevy. And up against the wall, the black number 2, Craig Rodman, the Advantage computer memory Oldsmobile, almost got through it. Now look on the right side and you see the initial contact that sends The 9 car of Renault spinning. And 15 into the wall. They head into pit road. And look, there's Rodman, the black car. And there's 98.
Mike, that's extremely narrow coming through that corner there. When you see trouble like there's a little contact here, gets into the left rear quarter, they make another little contact. 15's on the way to the inside wall there. Oh, he just missed the end of pit road.
Just missed some tires.
But got everybody else.
Now this is chain reaction. You don't know where anybody's going on a flat track like this. You really can't imagine where everybody's going to end up.
Look at that. Rodman made the right move to the inside, and then the spinning car of Renault was there and came back out and collected 98. We'll sort out the damage, but let's check with Glenn back in the garage area where Scott Hansen has pulled to a halt. Glenn?
Well, before that melee, we documented how Scott Hansen had really started moving up through the field. He had moved into 4th place. Looked like you had things going your way, but then the engine went sour?
Something in the motor. We're not really sure what it is, but, you know, every time I come out here, I just got such a great car, and it was running that way again, you know, just riding along behind them guys. Looks like Ron and Ricky Crawford were having themselves a heck of a battle, so I wanted to watch that a little bit and just see what was going to go on.
Well, you told me before we came on here that you really thought you had something for them.
Oh, no doubt. You know, we won here a couple of years ago, run second, just this last fall with a flat tire. The car was perfect. You know, I mean, we're just, you know, it's a short race. You had to save the tire, so I just wanted to watch some other guys race and, you know, and get in there and mix it up a little later, but not to be.
Tough break for Scott Hansen. He'll be back next year.
He is a top runner, and Glenn, through this winter series, we've just not had a chance to see how good he really is. There is the driver, number 15, out of the car, Darrell Krentz out of Nevada. Everybody okay. As they clean up here, there's the damage to Craig Rodman's Advantage computer car. Always been a tough start for Dave Jones' team here in the early going of the Southwest Tour season. A bit more damage. That's out on pit road. That is the number, I believe, the number 80 car. Troy Vandenblich of British Columbia, Canada.
One thing that was really good is the Southwest Tour cars don't race back to the finish, and that's really exciting because they all got to slow down and then they got to pick their way through. If it would have been a Winston Cup race, there may have been a heck of a wreck after that.
And here's Surfer Dude's car, Sean Monroe. He told us last evening that they had the $2,500 time bomb beneath the hood, and it looks like it stopped ticking. Tough break. We'll be right back with live racing from Arizona here on TNN.
The other day I get in my car, it won't start. No small problem, right? Well, I figure it's the battery, so I go down to the AutoZone and I tell him what I need. The guy says to me, let's check your old one first. It might not be the problem. Turns out he was right. All I needed was a new battery cable. Talk about saving money. Now you tell me, would another parts store done that? They made sure I got exactly what I needed. Now I'll remember that. Believe me, I will.
NASCAR World, the ultimate exhibit for NASCAR racing fans. An interactive, hands-on look into the drivers, the teams, the whole world of NASCAR racing. Don't just watch it, do it at NASCAR World. Coming to Daytona International Speedway, February 15th through 19th. Tickets $12 at the gate or $8 in advance by calling 1-800-265-RACE. That's 1-800-265-RACE.
Packed house here at Phoenix International Raceway. Not quite a Winston Cup crowd, but very definitely a full grandstand to see midgets, super modifieds, USAC Silver Crown cars, the Southwest Tour, and the super trucks. I'll show you what happened again. It looked as if the 9 car might have turned down underneath the car on the outside as this began and got into 15.
Okay, they make contact right here on the left rear corner. That sets it up and turns the car a little bit sideways, and then they make real contact now.
Now watch the cow car. There he goes.
Randy Olson there. He went the other way.
Oh. Craig Rodman must not have had a Pentium chip to tell him which way to move that computer car. Tough break as they put Rodman's car on the rollback. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time, the kickoff, the 1995 NHRA season, the Chief Winter Nationals at Pomona, California. The same track where Kenny Bernstein went 314 miles an hour last year And you'll see all that high-speed action tonight right here on TNN.
I don't even want to dream that fast, much less ever go that fast. 314 miles an hour. Can you imagine?
In a quarter of a mile.
In any kind of miles.
Yeah, right. Well, the 9 car will get back out. Doug Reno. And there's Troy Beebe. Looks like he's made repairs to the Taco Bell number 63. Trying to get the lineup sorted out here as they put Rodman's car up on the truck.
I like a race like this where it's all green flag action and you don't count all the stuff when they ride around. I like racing to be racing and yellow flags to be something where they repair the damage.
One thing we talked about earlier was if you have one spin on this front straightaway, and we see it here, there are no single car incidents. This kid, Jeff Crow, you remember, came to Tucson and in a last chance qualifying race made a last gasp, last ditch effort to get in the field that took his and Peterson's car out. He didn't make the show. And he came in here never having seen Phoenix, did a test day with Ron Hornaday here at Phoenix. He'd never been on a track bigger than Bakersfield, came in here and timed 6th fastest.
You know, talking about that, Mike, Ron Hornaday helped everybody in the garage area. I've never seen a guy that does as much work on other people's cars to get them up to the speed that he's running. Last night he helped a guy change the motor in his car to race against him today. I mean, this guy's a throwback from way back yonder where people really helped each other when they were down.
Pretty neat. And Jeff Crow, this is a name to watch too. He'll be off running the Northwest Tour. Well, the Surfer Dude car is back. Here's Sean Monroe is back. What do you say that engine was 19 years old?
19 years old, and the heads he figured had 18,000 miles on them.
Well, 250 pounds of oil pressure, right?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Brett Bell is the defending champion of this race in the Wonder Bar car. What did winning this race do for your career, Brett?
Well, when you win the Copper World, it's kind of like winning a Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte or similar to the Brickyard. It seems like the publicity never stops. It's 12 months, 14 months out of the year, and it's been exactly 12 months, and we're still getting the publicity from then.
Brett Bell back out, and I believe he is still on the lead lap after that stop and go.
The proof of what he just said, we're still talking about him being defending champion, so is a real plus to win here.
There's Brett Bell's Thunderbird.
Uh-oh. We just had a bad report. Shane Hall's out of the race. And that was under the caution. I can't imagine.
Tough break. We'll try to find out why. We're back under green with 19 of the 50 green laps complete. Ron Hornaday. Trouble in turn 1. Big crash to the inside pit wall. 3 cars are involved. Michael Alsop, provisional starter, make that 4 cars. There's number 55, Kevin Harvick out of Bakersfield. Big wave from Brett Bell to the rest of the field because we are going back to caution right away. On the restart, deep in the field, a melee in turn 1. And fiberglass every place. That's Kevin Harvick. Chris Shannon in number 32 is part of that one. And that's number 21, Bill Lawrence, out of British Columbia. Ernie, have a look here. You'll be at the top of your screen as they come down toward turn 1. Probably about where they're 4 or 5 wide there.
Yeah, they're definitely 4 or 5 wide there. Oh, looks like the black car just past start finish line must have broke a motor or something.
Everybody scatters. Yeah, that black car is number 5, Germoni. Look at the 3-car pile up there. Add 61 to the list, Michael Alsop. And number 32 in it as well.
Chris Shannon almost got upside down there. That car was up on 2 wheels, and it was just a coin toss to see whether it stayed on the wheels or turned upside down. He is very lucky.
Fourth caution of the day, and we have counted 20 laps complete.
I tell you, this is a really fast racetrack, and there's going to be a lot of trouble, and it gets real narrow on this front straightaway.
Mike, when you see a car lose a motor like that down the front straightaway, when you're behind the car that has this much rear spoiler, you can see on this 21 car how much rear spoiler is on the back of that trunk. when you're down as low as the driver is in these cars, when you come up behind the car, you cannot see around. If a guy checks up, you almost automatically get in the back of him, and that chain reaction is just what you had seen just now.
Let's check with Glenn.
Well, guys, we're down in the garage area. This, I don't know what you call this. What used to be a race car belonged to Chris Shannon. The whole right side has been wiped out of the car. Chris has just crawled out of the car. Chris, can you tell us what happened out there?
Well, it seems everybody's racing to win the race on the green flag when we got only 19 laps down, and everybody's coming off the 4 there and going through the gears, and everybody wants to win the race, and they just can't stay in the line. And what do you do?
Well, it looks like you took a pretty hard hit there. Most of the right side of the car is gone.
Yeah, well, we'll get it back together and be back next week.
That's a typical short track racer. You're not going to keep him down long.
Going to keep him in the body shop for a little while.
Boy, I mean, that's a fiberglass, so those things are really easy. This part of the chassis is the hard part to fix. The bodies, you can slip them on and off.
Here's a look at your top 10 with 20 of the 50 laps complete. Dirk Stevens well up there in 6th place. Danny Crafton, Toby Porter. A little later on today, the Super Truck Series by Craftsman makes its debut with drivers like Jeff Bodine.
Get ready, buckle up, stay tuned. The NASCAR Super Trucks are up next.
Our brother Larry hates anything new. He still hasn't bought a color TV.
It's a fad.
So I hear for a limited time, Burger King's got this bacon cheddar double cheeseburger. Larry, I said, it's time to try something new. It's 2 flame broiled burgers. You already love that. It has 75% more beef than the Big Mac, topped with cheddar cheese and sizzling bacon. New, but a good thing. It comes with fries and a drink, all for $2.99. So he tries it. The next day, he's got his hair parted on the other side.
Burger King, get your burger's worth.
As your engine revs higher, the oil inside creates a hydrodynamic wedge, a protective layer that builds up and keeps engine parts separated. But as your oil's viscosity breaks down, so can the wedge. That's why Castrol GTX provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because if your viscosity breaks down, what's next? Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown. Try Super Clean, the tough task cleaner degreaser from Castrol.
Today on TNN Motorsports. They came to Tucson to warm in the winter heat. Now it's time for NASCAR's newest stars to shine. It's a long-awaited season that promises fast trucks on fast tracks, where top drivers try their hand in a brand new breed of racing. From Phoenix International Raceway, it's the NASCAR Super Truck Series. Live 5 p.m. 4 Central on TNN Motorsports today.
Saturday, February 25th at 1 p.m. we kick off the Busch Grand National part of TNN's broadcast season. Join Darrell Waltrip, Buddy, and me for the Goodwrench 200. And then the very next day, Sunday, February 26th, Ernie Irvin will be with us for the Goodwrench 500 coverage. You'll see it live here on TNN, the network that brings you more Busch Series racing and more Super Truck racing than all other networks combined in 1995 once again. Yay. TNN is your race place for NASCAR action. Let's go to the garage. Here's Glenn.
Well, the last time that we talked to Shane Hall, he had a big smile on his face. He had finished second in the Southwest Tour race at Tucson. He still got the smile on his face, not quite as big today. Shane, you were really on the move. What happened to the car?
Well, we stripped a ring and pinion on the restart. This Lubomare car was running great. Keith Dorton had gave us a new motor to come out here and put in. The car was great. I think we had something for him, but we'll just never know now.
Well, you seem to have taken to the racetrack. We talked to you the day before yesterday. You were a little unsure about things, but once you got some track time in, you really learned your way around here.
Yeah, we struggled a little bit when we first got here, getting off the corners. Yesterday we had a little problem in qualifying and had to spoilers down a little bit too far. And we had to go back to the Constellation. We got to run a little 10-lap race last night that helped us out a whole lot. And this car was a lot better than what it qualified, but you know, like I said, we'll never know how good it was right now.
We're getting some reports that some teams have been interested in you since seeing you in winter heat, that you've been getting some phone calls. Is that true?
We've got a few phone calls. I don't know if anything will come out of it, but you know, we'll keep hoping and praying.
Well, I think his prayers are going to be answered very soon.
I think so. The way he's been racing, he has a future in this business. We're going to go green this time with 23 laps complete. Due to the time constraints of this show, caution laps do count from here on out. So we're at 23 laps as you ride with Brett Bell, the defending champion of this race, in the Wunderbar Ford. Ron Hornaday is your leader. Rick Crawford, Garrett Evans, Bob Lyon, and Jeff Crow, the top 5.
You see them shaking the tires. That's very important on these cars to get all that excess rubber and residue off the tires there, so when they get back under green, they can get down in the corner and they won't scoot out on them.
Hornaday brings him out of 4 at pace car speed and then hits the throttle. We're back to green. Top 4 get a little bit of a break as they zip through the speedy dry.
Boy, that speedy dry. Sometimes I've often wondered if the speedy dry wasn't just about as slick as the oil that they're trying to cover up.
Well, the difference is the speedy dry will dry up and blow away. The oil won't.
I'll tell you, Ricky Crawford come here to race today. He's giving Ron Hornaday everything he has. Right now, he's coming side by side off turn 4.
Rick Crawford in the Ford from Alabama.
Mike, I just wondered, if you're from Alabama, did you just automatically become a good race car driver? Everybody I've ever seen from that state ends up being a good race car driver.
Hornaday for the lead once again on the inside this time, under the white line, and no.
That outside line, it seems to be the quickest, definitely through 3 and 4.
Well, I think these two cars are evenly matched right now, and Ron Hornaday knows he has a race car. He can draft back up and get up under Rick Crawford if he has to. Right now, though, he's dropping a couple of car lengths off. Looks like he's losing a little ground to Rick Crawford.
Engine in turn 1. Oh, tough break for Kenny Shepard out of Merced, California. The Mission Tortilla Chips, number 95. He's negotiating with them for a full season deal. And they said if he did it up big today, they said they would sign on. So tough break for Kenny. He's a Hornaday protege. Runs one of Ron's chassis. And Gary Johnson's also helped them out over the years. Kenny's another young driver who's done well here at Phoenix. Has a bright future, but it's a short ending to his race today. We're under the caution for the 5th time.
And caution flags are counting now, so that's going to keep making the race get shorter and shorter.
Let's check with Glenn.
All right, guys, I've been out here a long time today, and as I said, it's 80 degrees. It's hotter than that now. I'm at the old-fashioned limeade stand. I thought it was lemonade. I don't care. There's the $3. Thank you, dear.
Glenn, that's not $3 out of the Don't Say Car When You Mean Truck Fund, is it? I hope not.
That's good.
Ernie, how warm would you say it is out there today?
80 degrees.
Boy, buddy, he catches on to this TV stuff fast, doesn't he?
Oh, boy, I tell you what, he likes his day job up here, huh?
Well, it's the better job that I have.
Well, Glenn said something about that being $3. Well, it was an ash can full of liquid there. He ought to pay $3. That ought to have been worth $10.
All I know is there's 9 inches of snow at home and not here. Brett Bell in the Wunderbar car, defending winner of this race.
You see that headrest on the top of the seat here. These cars get so much side bite in the corner. About every car you see here has that headrest. A lot of drivers say, oh, I don't use those things and all. But if you notice, he's even using it on the caution there. His head's right up against it.
I'll tell you, the other thing that's happened is we found out that the headrests are actually helping somebody from getting a neck injury. And some of the guys are actually putting the headrest on the left side, too. To keep from hitting your head on the B-pillar.
Well, we've bent and battered a few race cars here already at the Copper World Classic. We'll be right back with 28 of 50 laps complete.
Next. Now, why should we let you in?
Well, I spent my life avoiding sin.
Including gluttony. Roll the film, Gabe.
Here you are, consuming an entire bag of movie theater buttered popcorn.
No, wait. That's light popcorn.
New movie theater butter light from Orville Redenbacher. A big buttery taste.
And it has no more fat than other lights.
Our mistake. Proceed.
New Red and Butter's light. It only tastes sinful.
Nobody's perfect.
Wrong answer.
Chances are it will outlast your car and your furnace and your roof. There's no telling what your Moen faucet might outlast. Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
Today on TNN Outdoors. No matter where adventure finds him, Ron Shearer knows why they call it the Great American Outdoors. Today on TNN Outdoors.
Light bar is out on the pace car. 29 laps complete. Can Rick Crawford hold off Ron Hornaday?
I tell you, it acts like his car's handling good enough, and it's going to be tough to hold Hornaday off.
Well, I agree with Ernie on that. I've watched Ron Hornaday. If anybody in this field, and don't forget that Garrett Evans sitting there in 3rd place. He's just as aggressive as either one of those guys. So we're in for a shootout here. 4th
is Bob Lyon, who started 7th, and 5th, the youngster from Idaho, Jeff Crow.
Garrett Evans got a good jump there. He's up beside Hornaday just for a moment.
Meanwhile, for 5th on back, they're double file.
Bobby Lyons is running very well there in 4th. It looks like he's ready to make a move, try to get by Garrett Evans.
Dirk Stevens is right there, too. So there's a whole bunch of them right now that could win this race still.
Danny Crafton in 46, Brett Bell in 56, Roy Testa in the 7 battle there. Riding with Brett Bell.
Okay, they're going down into turn 1. You can see the glare you have on the dash and all. Going right through here, you can't see all that good, and then it gets dark right along in here. So the visibility is pretty bad getting into turn 1 already.
For the lead, Hornaday shoots past Crawford on the inside, and here comes Garrett Evans up high.
Crawford definitely did something wrong there. He's either lost some power or having tire problems with something, because he dropped off the pace and moved to the inside of the racetrack.
Crawford had a good chance to win it, and now fades toward the back of the field.
From the looks of that car, it looks like he's got definitely a cylinder gone in the car, because he can't go down the straightaways either.
Nope, no power coming out of turn 2. It looks like he may coast to the garage this time. It leaves Hornaday with a 3-car length lead over Garrett Evans. Bob Lyon in 3rd. Jeff Crow moves up to 4th.
Remember, Garrett Evans is the one that we said would race all day and keep saving them tires.
Here's Bell moving up again. He's got past Testa into the spot number 7. What happened to Rick Crawford, Glenn?
On the restart, the thing came up to power just fine. As he started down the backstretch off of turn 2, it just simply let go. That's it for him today.
That's Brett Bell up to 9th place. Battling at 8 with Dirk Stevens. Number 51, the Duraloop car.
He's sure on the move, because he, just remember, it wasn't long ago he was last in the field.
Jumped the initial start of the race, had a stop-and-go black flag, kept himself from going a lap down, and on the restart caught the pack, and he's back up in the top 10 now.
That's why we put our camera in there. We knew this guy was going to run like this way back there. Defending champion always runs well normally, and he was very lucky to get back in a position to race as hard as he is right now.
Moving up on the 0, that's Toby Porter out of Greenville, South Carolina, the Grease Lightning Olds. There's Porter, left edge of your screen. Bell. Just behind them, there's Dirk Stevens.
You see Porter there with number 0 on that car. It's normally number 80, but out here there was another 80, and the guys on the West Coast get the preferred number, so they put the 0 on there because there was no car here with the 0 on it.
It didn't slow him down. He's still
getting with it, but he better get with it because Bell's on the move.
5th and 6th place at stake here. Let's check with Glenn.
Well, guys, the guy that's the crew chief for Brett Bell is a face familiar to us. Dennis Adcock, formerly with the Busch teams of Jeff Gordon and Steve Grissom. And Dennis, a little bad luck early on there with the penalty, but things have turned your way now.
Yeah, Brett's driving a great race. He used his head, calmed him down, and now he's just going to the front. We got a great race car and a great driver.
Well, you telling me a little earlier today that you guys have got some big plans for this year?
Yeah, we're going to run full-time ASA schedule, run for the Rookie of the Year. Well, we're going to run for the championship, but we will be in a hunt for the Rookie of the Year deal also.
I imagine they will. We'll see a lot of Brett Bell in the ASA races on TNN.
They're going to race out of Jeff Gordon's old shop in Pittsboro, Indiana. As the 0 car goes to pit lane, Toby Porter. There's Bell all by himself. Porter was posted for jumping the restart, as was Roy Testa and the 46, Danny Crafton. So stop and go penalty knocks Porter out of the top 5.
They must not have a pit road speed either here, because he was sure flying down pit road. So either he's going to get stopped again or they don't have a pit road speed.
Ernie, I got to talk to you about telling on these guys about pit road speed.
NASCAR officials are having a conversation right now with Porter's crew, and they're getting the pit board sign back out.
Here comes Ron Hornaday. We've seen some great action between Garrett Evans and Ron Hornaday going at it many times at Tucson over the winter heat races that we had there.
10 laps to go. Bob Lyon in third and Jeff Crow in fourth. Remember Lance Hooper, who had the problem that got posted. Also, he was started on the outside pole and was involved in the first caution flag with a spin at turn 2. He's back up into the top 10 after starting the outside pole. But it is Hornaday in the Ultra Wheels Fluid Iron number 97 and Garrett Evans, the Yakima Insulation number 64.
You know, this is what Ernie talked about. Garrett Evans sat there, did not race anybody, stayed in that little vacuum there in between the two race cars. Now he's making the move with 10 to go.
And there's Toby Porter with his second stop and go. Back out on the speedway. He has now lost a lap. Roy Testa also getting the stop and go for jumping that last restart.
NASCAR must be listening to us or something.
Ernie, you're new at this, aren't you?
It wasn't so bad, but Buddy pushed me in front of the bus there.
Yeah.
He told him it was me.
Here's Garrett Evans now. He has really turned up the wick on this car. He's moving in on Hornaday. Gets a little high there. Don't get excited about the fire you've seen under the bottom there. That was out of the exhaust underneath the car.
Jeff Crow is doing a terrific job for never having been on a racetrack this size. He's the 4th place car.
I tell you, it's been a long time since I actually came to a racetrack that was bigger than I've ever been on, and it's definitely a unique thing, and you know it's a hard feeling, and knowing that you got to push the pedal down for a long time.
Good battling all the way back through the top 10 here. Number 5, Brian Germoni, left side of your screen. He got in that little brush with Shane Hall earlier. Didn't appear to damage his car much as he works down into turn number 3. And they lose that spot coming up out of 4.
Ernie, these cars look like you really get sideways coming up out of the corner. I was noticing just then the 16 car was really sideways. You see him right here when he picks up the throttle, he gets a little bit squirrely and has to roll out of it and fall back in behind Germoni.
I think a lot of that is the tires are just starting to go away. They can't run this long on them tires, and they just don't have the traction they used to have.
No. 5 laps to go, Glenn.
Well, we reported a few laps ago that Rick Crawford had retired with engine problems, but man, they sure knew you were here.
I guarantee you, we come to race this weekend, Port City, and my guys at home really prepared the car for me. We ain't touched it all weekend, and unfortunately, we got out front. We were leading the race, pulling away a little bit from Ron there because the caution helped us, and the rear linkage broke on the carburetor, and we were only running on 2 barrels, and just like cutting the horsepower in half. So just wasn't our day, but we was here to win, and I'm glad to put on a show for all the fans.
Well, he certainly did that. Rick Crawford always puts on a show, runs well here at Phoenix. Better luck next time.
4 laps to go.
Mike, with 4 laps to go, Garrett Evans got hung up in lap traffic and lost about 12 to 14 car lengths, so he's got to drive his heart out if he wants to beat Hornaday now.
For 4th place, here's Jeff Crow, the youngster from Idaho, in number 1. And Brett Bell.
Well, if I had to guess right now, I'd say Crow's in trouble because Brett Bell is definitely handling better. He's getting in the corner. You see him picking up the throttle up off the corner. He comes up beside of him coming off the corner. He'll make his pass pretty easy, I think.
There's a lot more experience on this type of racetrack. Crow had never seen it. But Jeff Crow is going to run for Rookie of the Year this season.
I don't know.
This tour.
Crow said, I don't know I'm going to let you go that easy. He made him work for it.
They were 3 wide. They were 3 wide going into turn 4. Or into turn 3.
Getting around Ernie Cope's car. 2 laps to go. Brett Bell, defending champion of this race, makes the pass for 4th place. Here's your leader. In the Ultra Wheels, wide roll of maps, fluid eye, number 97, Ron Hornaday.
If I was running second behind Ron Hornaday, I can't imagine anybody I would want less in front of me than Ron Hornaday with 2 or 3 laps to go. He makes very few mistakes.
The guy I want to go to Vegas with is Bob Molnar, the guy that runs wide world of maps here in Phoenix. He has sponsored the car that won this race in 89, 90, 91, 92, 94. He was on Brett Bell's car. He had the pole winner in 93, and in half a lap, he'll be going to victory lane because he's on the hood of Hornaday's car.
Mike,
as well.
I'd run his ad for free then.
That's a good idea.
He's kind of the J.W. Hunt of the West Coast set. Checkered flag, Ron Hornaday, who will not run this tour full-time in 1995, becomes its first point leader by winning at Phoenix today. Brian Germoni getting edged by Lance Hooper at the line for position, as Hornaday and Rick Crawford traded the lead back and forth. That brand new Monte Carlo bodied car will take Hornaday and new car owners Gary and Nancy Johnson to victory lane.
The other day I get in my car, won't start. No small problem, right? Well, I figure it's the battery, so I go down to the AutoZone and I tell him what I need. The guy says to me, let's check your old one first. It might not be the problem. Turns out he was right. All I needed was a new battery cable. Talk about saving money. Now you tell me, would another parts store done that? They made sure I got exactly what I needed. Now I'll remember that. Believe me, I will.
NASCAR World, the ultimate exhibit for NASCAR racing fans. An interactive, hands-on look into the drivers, the teams, the whole world of NASCAR racing. Don't just watch it, do it at NASCAR World. Coming to Daytona International Speedway February 15th through 19th. Tickets $12 at the gate or $8 in advance by calling 1-800-265-RACE. That's 1-800-265-RACE.
Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway, where Ron Hornaday has outdueled Garrett Evans and the rest of this field to win the Southwest Tour portion of the Copper World Classic. Garrett Evans, Bob Lyon, Brett Bell, and Jeff Crow, the top five. Glenn Jarrett's in victory lane.
And certainly no stranger to victory lane, Ron Hornaday. What a way to reward new car owners with a victory. That car was awesome.
It was all day. I think Crawford had something for me. He was really good through turn 2 right there. But I just got to thank everybody. Goodyear's, I mean, I was a little loose all day, and I thought I was going to burn the tires off. They came out with a great tire all day. You know, Fluidine, Dun & Bush, Wide World of Maps, everybody come aboard. It's just been great. I just got to thank everybody. TNN again. Del Teresa, we got one more to do. We can do it in the truck. So I'll see you in victory lane there, too.
I don't know how many more hats he's got. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, 1995 is going to be your year?
I sure hope so. I know the guys worked real hard at it. Dale's crew, we got Richard, Doug Richards, everybody there. They're really pulling for me. I mean, they made my job easy where they can go out there and get the truck done, and I go out and get my Southwest Tour car done. But everything's been great. I just got to thank my whole crew on this little car today. And we got one more race ahead of us, and I'm sure glad this one didn't wear me out. So we did a good job, and I just got to thank everybody.
If anything, I think it pumped him up. We'll go back upstairs now. They changed 6 hats. That's all.
Gosh, Glenn, slap that guy. We've had more hat changes than lead changes in this race. Hornaday defeats Garrett Evans. Bob Lyon, a fine run for third place for the Eagle Snacks car. Brett Bell finishes fourth, the defending champ. Jeff Crow, an impressive Phoenix debut. Dirk Stevens in sixth, Mark Meach, Lance Hooper, Brian Germoni, and Jason Fensler. What's coming up, Kenny?
Hey, stay tuned. The Super Trucks are next right here on TNN.